Well, holy crap, just what the hell is going on in Denver so far this season should have Nikola Jokic sitting as an overwhelming and substantial early season favorite to win his 4th league MVP. A 4th in the last 5 seasons, that is, in what should honestly be a unanimous runaway selection. And sure, the Denver Nuggets are only 5-3 currently, which is a clustered up tie for the 2nd seed in the conference. Sure, they are only sitting at plus 1.7 right now in total net differential, which is good for just 10th best in the Western Conference. And, well, the reason is this team isn't very good. It realistically hasn't been for years, and this season it is even worse than you think. Not only do they have arguably the worst bench in the entire league, as they are 27th out of 30 teams in points per game off the bench, getting just 24.8 a night. And to put that number in context, the league leaders, the Golden State Warriors, are getting 59 per game. But that doesn't really tell the whole story. Their bench is currently sitting at a -6 in net rating, and that is 2nd worst in the entire league, behind only the Utah Jazz, who are 1-6 currently. With a bench so utterly putrid, the starters had better be best in the league to be a viable contender. And right now, the 2 best players behind Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray, are combining to produce 34 points per game on 12 of 29 attempts from the field per game, an average which is good for just barely over 41%. That is 34 points per game on 40% shooting from the field for 2 guys who are accounting for $86 million of cumulative salary. And that, by the way, is when one of the most injury-prone players in the NBA, Jamal Murray, can even bother to suit up. For some context here, in the last 6 seasons now and counting, since Anthony Davis forced his way out of New Orleans to LA, he has played in 277 games. Jamal Murray, meanwhile, the 2nd best player on Denver during that same 6-year span, otherwise known as Nikola Jokic's entire prime, has played in only 236 games. So he is available on average less, much less, than street clothes Anthony Davis himself. And accordingly, he is currently missing extended time with a concussion. And while he has been sitting out, their 4th best player, Aaron Gordon, also is now missing several weeks with a hamstring injury of his own. The Nuggets literally limped into a game last night against the best team in the entire league, the only undefeated team remaining in the West, the Oklahoma City Thunder. A team who entered the night not only undefeated, but leading the NBA in net scoring differential, a preposterous plus 17.4 points per game on the season, a mark which would absolutely obliterate the single-season NBA record held by the 1972 Los Angeles Lakers. And somehow, some way, the Denver Nuggets emerged victorious in a stunning 124-122 win over what is also easily the best defensive team in the NBA. So a team missing 2 of its 4 best starters with a non-existent bench just did that to the best team in the league, and that, of course, is due to the mythical unicorn laboring up and down the floor who can barely jump over a phone book and yet is assaulting the NBA like possibly no player who has ever lived. In that win against the Thunder, Nikola Jokic drops another triple-double, 23 points, 20 rebounds, and 16 assists while registering a positive 8+-. And on the year now, Jokic is averaging an easy triple-double. Just ludicrous numbers for him, and a line that would easily constitute by far the best line of his already outrageously great career. He's posting 29 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 11 assists per night. He is currently 5th in the league in scoring, leading the league in rebounds, and leading the league in assists. Seriously, this is just getting ridiculous. And the most eye-popping and just outright laughable thing is his on-off numbers. And for those of you who have not been watching, on-off measures the amount of points you either add or lose for your team per 100 possessions you are on the court. The single highest on-off season this century, that is post 1999 to present, was Kobe Bryant's plus 19.2 in 2006. LeBron's all-time career high in on-off was plus 15 in 2010. Jokic easily led the league a year ago in this metric at plus 18.9, which was at the time the highest in his career. But he is currently sitting at a whopping plus 39.1 right now. He is adding nearly 40 points per 100 possessions by being on the court versus off. And Jokic became, by the way, just the second player since 1968 to post a 20-20-15 game with his historic triple-double effort last night against the Thunder. All of this coming with the best players he had on the floor around him being Russell Westbrook, Michael Porter Jr., and Christian Braun. So while the Nuggets will barely be able to keep their heads over 500 this season, don't get it twisted. What we are seeing from Nikola Jokic is one of the most outrageous years in NBA history to this point, one that should easily land him a 4th league MVP in the last 5 seasons.